welcome back to the channel. My name is Ty and this is Ty the Space. In today's video, I'll be comparing the all-new Sonos Era 100 to the Sonos ONE Gen 2. Is it worth the upgrade from this guy to this guy? Let's find out. First of all, the Sonos Era 100 comes in at 320 Canadian dollar, and this guy is about 270 Canadian dollar brand new. But then again, if you're like me, you're never gonna pick up this brand new, especially since it's been out for quite some time now. I picked up two of this guy for $200. That's less than half the cost of picking up one brand new. You can go out there on Marketplace and find people that are trying to get rid of their Sonos speakers. These speakers are actually fantastic speakers and I've actually loved them. Now, let's talk about some of the differences between these two guys and see if it's actually worth the upgrade. It is quite obvious that the Sonos Era 100 is actually taller than the Sonos ONE. And the shape actually is also an oval shape compared to this square with the rounded edge shape of the Sonos ONE. Another difference between these two guys is the addition of a volume slider to the Era 100. So now it has a capacitive touch where you can kind of just slide, left, right to adjust the volume. This guy doesn't have that. And this guy still keeps the touch functionality where you can actually tap to increase the volume or tap to reduce the volume, which you can also do on the Sonos ONE as well. Everything is pretty much the same. It's got the pause play button, it's got the skip previous track, as well as mute the microphone, just like on the Sonos ONE. On the rear side, the Sonos Era 100 now has something new. That's something we're not used to seeing on Sonos speakers. Sonos doesn't usually include Bluetooth in their speakers, and I'm pleasantly surprised to see Bluetooth making a comeback to speakers. But then again, that was one of the reasons why I stayed away from Sonos for so many years and I refused to buy one, because I didn't think it made sense to have a speaker without Bluetooth. But when I found a really good deal on this speaker, I decided to jump on the bandwagon and give it a try. I must confess, it's been over 2 years now and I have not missed having a Bluetooth. But then again, that's partly because of the fact that my speaker only stays in my home, so it's always constantly connected to my network. So whenever I want to play music or listen to music, I either use the voice control or I just play using AirPlay 2 on any of my Apple devices. The Bluetooth here isn't really a welcome addition for me because I don't really consider my Sonos speaker a portable speaker that I take around with me. But if you're someone that takes your speaker around with you or plans to take your speaker with you, then this feature might actually be a welcome addition for you. Another thing that's making a comeback to this speaker is the USB line in. Back in the day, every speaker used to come with an auxiliary line, so you could actually plug your phone directly into that speaker and just stream your music directly to that speaker. But this has gradually been getting phased away, but it's kind of nice to see that it's made its way back into the speaker in the form of USB-C. I mean, seeing this, I was immediately, I was excited to try out that feature. So I took my USB-C charger that I used to charge my Android phone, plugged it directly into my phone, and then plugged into the speaker. All that came up was charging, so my phone started to charge, but I wasn't able to play music directly from my phone to the speaker. I'm like, okay, maybe this is an Android problem. So I immediately grabbed the USB-C to Lightning cable for my iPhone and plugged my iPhone as well to the speaker. Same thing, started charging my iPhone as well. So it means that you actually need to get the USB-C adapter to auxiliary and then auxiliary to USB-C or auxiliary to Lightning. So now you're gonna need two adapters to be able to connect to this speaker. That's just absolutely ridiculous. It's like we've taken 5 million steps back into the past. So I anticipate that most people are not going to be using that feature. It's just going to be a dead weight. One feature that they took away from this guy that I really loved about the Sonos ONE is the fact that this guy had an Ethernet port. In my home, I love to have things hardwired because I think hardwired are more reliable than wireless. So I try to keep my stuff hardwired as much as possible. The Era 100 no longer has that feature, which is disappointing. The Ethernet port, I used it pretty much all the time, so I'm kind of disappointed that this guy doesn't have it. Another feature on the Sonos ONE that was skipped out on the Era 100 is the voice assistant. Now this guy supports Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, as well as the Sonos voice assistant. But the Era 100 supports Amazon Alexa and Sonos voice assistant, no Google Assistant on this guy. I'm thinking it's probably because of the patent suit that's going on between Google and Sonos at this point right now. However, down the line, they can always push a software updates to add that feature back to this guy. Moving on to the front side and the internals of this speaker, one of the biggest upgrades to the Era 100 is the tweeter. Now the Era 100 now comes with double tweeters. It has the left and the right side. Now, if you don't know what a tweeter is, it's basically responsible for stereo isolation. So think of it like when you go to a live band. You have the drummers, you have the keyboard players, you have the vocalist, all these different instrumentalists all on stage, and they're all in different location on stage. When they start playing and you listen to the music, now this music hits you from different directions. So you can hear the drum guys from your left here and then the violin from your right. This guy could pretty much simulate something similar to that by having different vocalists coming up on the left and on the right side of the tweeter. In the Sonos One Gen 2, it had just that one tweeter, so all the sound was coming out from that one tweeter. So you're getting all of that different vocals and all the instrumentals from that one tweeter. So that's actually a massive upgrade. Then again, I have two of these guys, so I just pair them up into stereo mode. So I have one guy acting as the left and the other guy acting as the right, so I can kind of simulate a surround sound system. Then again, if you pair this guy with two of them, you can get even a much more better sound effect. Another difference between the two guys now is this guy comes with a 25% bigger subwoofer. I love to listen to hip hop music, so I think I can get my house to shake even more and disturb my neighbors with the 25% subwoofer. My Sonos One pretty much has been quite more than sufficient enough to actually disturb my neighbors and shake my house. So 25% more, it's not going to be really noticeable until you actually start to crank up the volume and you really want to disturb somebody. Then you probably notice that subwoofer. Personally, after testing it out for a couple of days, I listened to this guy for one day and then used this guy for another day. And I didn't notice any difference because I couldn't remember any of that, the sound quality difference from the day before. However, when I listened to it back to back, so I listened to this guy first, then this guy, and then back to this guy, and then I could immediately notice the massive sound difference between both of them. I felt the subwoofer difference between these two guys because my table was shaking more on this guy than on this guy. And then the sound quality was a little bit more crispier on this guy than on the Sonos One. However, I asked myself the question, this guy costed me $100 and this guy's gonna cost me $320. Is it worth over $200 more for me to get my table to shake more and get a little bit more of a vocal sound coming in through different ears? I don't think so. I'm actually going to just jump on the market right now and look for people that are looking to get rid of their Sonos One and buy more of it and then pair them up in stereo mode and get even a much more surround sound experience. I know that if I wait long enough, people will start to get rid of this guy as well, and then I can pick it up at a discount as well. I just personally would not pay full price for this guy.